Are you trying to change your health, but you just don't know where to start? I am going to break down some holistic health basics that you need in order to build a strong foundation. Because chronic diseases actually account for 70% of our deaths globally, and many of which, unfortunately, are preventable lifestyle changes according to the World Health Organization. And in contrast, only about 3% of Americans maintain a healthy lifestyle across four key areas such as diet, exercise, smoking, and weight, according to Mayo Clinic. If you're new to my channel, my name is Dr. Erica Steele. I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor. I hold 7 degrees in my field, all in the natural healthcare space. I like to say that I went to school so you don't have to. All this month, we are launching our Wellness Collective. We are so excited about it. It is a wonderful place that's curated all about one single topic so you can dive in and focus in a very structured environment. This month, we go into the mind and the mindset and what it is that we need to do really first before we get into these, big lifestyle changes. It really begins in the mind. And so that's what we're focusing on all of this month. There's a workbook, there's videos, there's a live webinar, as well as more of a evergreen private one that's specifically more actionable so you can really just achieve the things that you're looking for. So we also have a free community. And again, if you want to join our live webinar, there's also an instant download as well. So even if you catch it after. All right. So ready to make that change now that we got all of that out of the way. First things first, you have to decide to change. And I know that seems like kind of a moot point. Well, what do you mean, Dr. Steele, decide to change? You have to consciously make a decision that what you are doing right now is not working. And so there are stages of change, right? You have denial, you have pre-contemplative where you're like, I know there's something going on, but I'm not sure. Then there's contemplative, I know what's going on and I'm identifying some, possible solutions. And then there's the action where now you are doing the actual solution. And then there's relapse, but we won't get into that because that's very much a part of it. And so we will dive into that in our webinar this month. So first thing is you have to know where you are in the stage of change. Like, are you in active mode? If you're watching this video, it seems like you are definitely in the contemplative and if not action oriented. So let's pretend that you're already in action and you're ready to go and you're super motivated and you're looking for some of those tips. So first things first is water. Again, not your first thing that you think, come on, get to all the fun, all the sexy stuff. No, let's start with just your water, half your body weight in ounces in water. If you've been chronically dehydrated, putting some magnesium citrate in there, adding some water can be helpful too, but really making sure that you are consuming an adequate amount of water every single day, which is half your body weight in ounces in water, and also putting some minerals in it. Like I mentioned, the magnesium is super helpful. Then when you start, drinking more water, now we want more fresh whole foods. So adding a fruit, vegetable, maybe more so a vegetable than a fruit with every single meal. And so you really want to focus on nutrient dense items, your fresh fruits, your low glycemic fruits, your low glycemic vegetables, and making sure that you're replacing some of your processed snacks with either fresh fruit or even nuts. Like you can tweak your macros later, but just getting the healthy things in instead of going, oh, I'm going to throw all these things out. Deprivations don't work and harsh changes really don't work. I know they're tempting to go, oh, I'm going to go eat McDonald's one day and then a juice fast another day. I know we want to live in these extremes, but they really don't work for long term. All right, the next thing is incorporating some sort of movement. So that can be 15 minutes, 10 minutes. It's really up to you. I don't really, I don't think you have to stress and make sure you're, jumping into anything crazy. I think that really just starting to move your body, stretching, we do that in morning flow. We start off every single day at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 15 minutes, and we, stretch and just move our bodies. And it's really just a way for us to connect our body and our mind. Now, that gives us the motivation to then maybe extend that or, go to the gym or do some Pilates or yoga or whatever really works for you. And then we want to focus on our mental health. And so that's what we're really working on all of this month, is helping people to understand the mind and how it works. Because if we're disconnected, or we're in fear mode, or we're overwhelmed, or we're frozen, or we're fawning all of the time, we're not really able to move forward with the things that matter most to us. And we're also not living in balance. And so we're unhealthy. And so we practice mindfulness and journaling and meditation, and again, breath with movement. Even just, that's why I love things like Pilates and yoga, because you really get to move and breathe and meditate kind of all at the same time. And so I always like to do 5 minutes, 15 minutes of journaling in the morning. We do that again in the morning flow, which you can check that out on any of the social media stations that we're on. We stream it live. And so that journaling is really helpful. But then I also find other things too, like gratitude with throughout the day, or just stopping to stretch and breathe and really connect with myself. Also, too, making sure that your sleep is consistent. I know a lot of times we'll want to, kind of stay up later, or, sleep in, or, really not prioritize our sleep. And so making sure that you have a balanced, calming bedtime routine, ideally with no screens, and making sure that you set that intention. And ideally, you're in bed at 10 o'clock, because that's when your circadian rhythm rebalances itself. And so having a healthy circadian rhythm is going to make sure your hormones are healthy, your nervous system are healthy. And speaking of healthy, the last thing is really having balance in all areas of our life. Life is really challenging. And so this is why we start this year and we start our healing process in the mind, because we want to set an intention, set a motivation, keep our positive thinking, keep our affirmation going, so that we stay emotionally motivated while creating tools to develop greater emotional intelligence and processing, and really just a greater sense of forgiveness and self-acceptance, because we're avoiding perfection and we're focused on the journey and not the destination. So if you are really interested in going down this journey and this path, we are excited to have you. There's workbooks. We do, more focused training, and really go through the curriculum every single week. And so you have it and you can follow along, and it's in a group setting. And so you'll be able to encourage each other. So if that resonates with you, or if you just want to join our free community where I put tons of free resources, I'm always excited to add those things in there for you guys, so you have it, just so you can stay connected and really get the latest in holistic healthcare and just innovations and changes that we're making. So like, share, subscribe, and comment for more.